Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back. We are playing some more standard in Magic Arena. We are playing another Umori based companion deck, but this one does have a little bit of spice. It's a little bit different. And before we hop into the deck, I would like to remind everybody, if you enjoy the video, please hit that like button. Please leave any comments below and hit that bell icon to be notified when these videos go live. And as always, hit that subscribe button to join the channel. It just helps us immensely. Much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for helping us grow the channel. But with that being said, let's hop into today's deck. So we are playing Umori Instance. So with Umori, as always, your deck has to, besides your land, your deck has to be all of one type. Typically, Umori is based around a creature deck, whether it be, mutate or just a certain type of creature in general. But today, we're going to try the instance side of it. The good thing about instance is we don't ever have to cast anything on our turn if we don't want to, because we can play all of our spells on our opponent's turn. So typically what we're doing is we're just playing land on our turn and we're saying go, and then we're just going to play reactionary magic, and we're just going to deal with their threats, kill their threats, and play our threats at the end of their turn, essentially. So let's take a look at each of the cards. Umori is one of the ways that we are going to end the game. Obviously, it's a 4/5 for 4 mana. That's huge. But we also have Commence the Endgame. So Commence the Endgame is a 6 mana instant, cannot be countered. We're going to draw 2 cards, and then we're going to amass X, where X is the number of cards in our hand. So what amass is it's going to put counters on a 0/0 army token, zombie army token, and it's going to become that big. So if we have 4 cards in our hand, we commence the end game, we're going to draw 2. That'll put us up to 6 cards, and then we are going to have a 6/6 zombie. So it's pretty cool. So that's one way we do that. And then if we do it again on the following turn, it's actually going to add the counters onto this creature. So we're not going to have multiple armies. It's typically only ever going to be 1 army. So that's one way that we're going to win the game. All right, now we have a bunch of counter spells in the form of we have 2 Essence Scatters, because the format is, the meta is a lot of creature-based decks. We have 1 negate for those pesky non-creature spells, planeswalkers, removal, anything like that. We have Drown in the Lock. This is a counter spell as well as a removal spell, just depending on how we need to utilize this card. It is going to be based on the number of cards in our opponent's graveyard, so we do need to worry about that. We have 4 Neutralizes. This is it cycles if we don't need it, or we're needing to dig. And we have 4 Mystical Disputes. Again, we're playing 4 Mystical Disputes. There is a lot of blue, whether it be blue flash, blue black flash, Simic flash, decks that have Teferi in it, which would be like Yorion, Jeskai, or Jeskai Yorion, I'm sorry, or Fires, anything along those lines. And then we also have Thassa's Intervention. So Thassa's Intervention, it's a 2 blue and X, and we're going to be able to look at the top X cards of our library and put up to 2 of them into our hand. So if we have a ton of mana, we can just, at the end of their turn, pump like 10 mana into this, basically look at the top 10 cards, pick the 2 best that we want, put them in our hand. And on top of that, if we need to use this as a counter spell, we can use this as an X counter spell where they have to pay twice X. So if we pay 2 blue and 2, they have to pay 4 mana to essentially not to have their spell countered. The other thing worth noting is Thassa's Intervention. This does get around Narset. Narset obviously does not allow you to draw multiple cards a turn. You only get 1 card per turn, but this is not actually drawing cards. This is actually putting cards in your hand. So it is slightly different. All right, now let's go to where we have our removal for our deck, for these decks. So we have 3 Disfigures. Disfigure, obviously, 1 mana, -2/-2 instant. We have Erebos' Intervention. This is an X spell that gives -X/-X, but we gain life. So this is going to be worth, hopefully worth its weight in gold, essentially, because we might be able to kill a bunch of creatures and then be able to just hit this on their last remaining creature for just a bunch and just gain a whole bunch of life back, depending on what we've lost. We have 4 Heartless Acts. So again, this can destroy creatures with no counters on it, or we can remove counters from creatures. So that is worth it. We also have 2 Drown in the Locks. Again, we've covered this. This is a removal spell. And we have Farika's Libation. So this will allow us to make them sack a creature or an enchantment. So again, we could use this against a Fires deck to get rid of their Fires. maybe an Elspeth Conquers Death. But the good thing about Elspeth Conquers Death is the only card that hits is going to be Umori, so we're probably not going to see that. The only other cards left that we really have to cover, we have 2 Chemist's Insights, obviously for card draw. We have 1 Cling to Dust. This is good for removing cards out of our opponent's graveyard. We can hit creatures such as like Uro, anything like that, just to get that their recursion. We can, and again, against recursion decks, this is really good. And the last card is Mission Briefing. So this card I really wanted to test out. I'm a huge fan of this card. Being able to surveil 2 and then being able to recast a spell from our graveyard. So, all right, with that being said, we're playing a bunch of land. Just so you guys know, we are playing 26 land and 34 instants, and we do have 2 blast zones again for aggro based decks, and then we have a few castles, and then we have scry lands, we have shock lands, we have 1 Fabled Passage. So all right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the gameplay. And again, I want to remind everybody to watch the whole video. After the gameplay, we do cover what we liked about the deck and what we don't like. So, all right, let's hop into the gameplay, and we will see you guys soon. All right, well, let's get today started off with a bang. Let's not cast anything on our turn except for Umori, and then let's just play at instant speed. Phoenix Honor. All right, we're going first. We definitely need another blue mana, but I think we can justify keeping this. Interesting. Okay. I do like, so if he Thought Erases here, we can definitely Mystical Dispute. Okay. He's probably trying to figure out what we're playing. He sees Umori, so he probably feels like... so he's playing blue-black Flash. We're essentially playing the same thing. Yeah, it's huge that we get rid of that because we need to be able to counter stuff. All right, well. Probably a repeat of the last turn. Maybe. This also reduces the cast. So I mean, we're just going to do the same thing. Then the more cards we put in his graveyard, the better these Drown in the Locks get as well. So. Okay, well, it's unfortunate that we don't have any more land there. Oh, well. It's a pretty good threat. We'll just get rid of that as well. You gotta know he's getting frustrated. I mean... All right, well, we've successfully countered 4 substantial threats for his deck. We're going to go ahead and just draw 2. We're not going to Thassa's Intervention. I want to save that. So this is his chance to actually get a threat down since everything in his deck has flash. Okay. It's a pretty good card against his deck. Alright, well, he's finally getting in. Okay, so we're not going to play anything. We don't want to play Umori into a potential, like, counterspell or anything of the like. So I think we're going to... Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this with this... we're hoping he spends more mana, because we definitely want to... so he essentially needs to have two spells he can play here. All right. Good deal. We have a negate, but his deck's going to be mostly creatures as well. Let's go and knock this out now. Okay, so that would bounce it. So he's got to pay 2 more. Thassa's intervention does double it. But... oh, no. Well, we definitely messed it up a little bit. Oops. That was definitely our fault. So him having a mutate here is not good. So we might be pretty far behind here. So even if he has like a octopus here or something to bounce, we're pretty fine with that. Yeah, it looks like he does. We were actually hoping to hit some form of removal spell there, but it looks like we're not. So. Wow, okay. Alright, so that's pretty good to see on top. Okay, so he has nothing to do there. That's good to know. He had no creatures, nothing with flash. So our slight misplay. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and slam this guy out. Okay, so he doesn't have another one. All right, and that is the game. Good game, sir. Yeah, so to explain that little misstep with the little 2/2 flash guy, in my head, that thing was already being removed. That's why we tried to counter that shark. So, but it's stuff like that, you know, you do need to be wary of interactions. This is not a good hand. There's no removal. Our opponent's most likely on an active, or not active, an aggro deck. Cling to Dust doesn't do anything. Endgame doesn't do anything. They are mulliganing, so we're kind of benefited a little bit. All right, we can keep this. So if we see a mountain, we can just swamp on turn 1 and then temple on turn 2. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. We're gonna go ahead and put back an island. All right, so they're playing Mardu. All right, we'll go ahead and play this now. Prefer another island instead of a swamp. I mean, and who's to say that we're going to get one? But maybe this is like a Mardu mutate build. Maybe we can get him really good with this. Yeah, let's just. That does something with dragons, right? Yeah. Yep. Wrinkle? I think we're going to double disfigure this wrinkle. Alright, so just in case they don't have a play, we can Chemister's Insight. We don't mind taking 2 there. We're still at 16 on turn 4. Okay. Alright, so he's on some kind of weird reanimator plan. Burglar Rat is going to be fine here. Let's go and do this first. Oh, and we hit the Cling to Dust? That's huge. Against his deck, that is huge. So if he does do some kind of reanimation, Woe Strider, we will. How many cards do we have in our graveyard? 5. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and counter this. We are going to go ahead and get rid of this Woe Strider. That was a good draw. Alright, so we're going to go and do this for 3. Okay, would love to draw a land. Perfect. Burglar Rat is not that big of a deal. Yeah, so these Burglar Rats really are just gonna most likely just hit us for a couple more, 2-4 damage. And our opponent being on only 4 land is really good too, so. Alright. Okay, Fable Passage. He'll probably search out a swamp or so. Or I could see a mountain. Mountain gives him access to 3 of each of the colors. Create 2 treasure tokens. You got it, buddy. All right, well, we are once again going to go ahead and look at 3 cards. Ooh, and a land off the top. Okay. You can get down on some land. Okay, we're going to go ahead and kill this. And what does our opponent do? We have 12 cards in the graveyard. We can cling to dust a few times. We are going to... Yep. Yeah, it's really hard for our opponent to come back. We're just gradually building up cards and just shutting them down. Yeah, so far this deck is working really well. It feels kind of weird playing a creature that enables our instance. We're going first, so Mystical Dispute could be really good against his deck. We don't have any removal. We'd like to see a removal spell. Don't think we need that. So we're actually going to search out a... We're going to search out that swamp that we just missed. We'll just assume it was that one. So if he plays a Baby Godzilla here, we're definitely going to counter it. Oh, Barkhide Troll. Well, we can't actually... Can't actually do anything. So we could have double disfigured there. I don't think that really plays out to our advantage. Yeah, we definitely have to counter that. So yeah, let's go and play this. I don't really see a fight spell of... Okay. So that's good. We'll definitely kill that. All right, so we're going to hold back because we'd like to not take 3. We'd like to pump the Blast Zone this turn, but I feel like he's about to have 6 mana and go pretty crazy here. So I don't think there's a lot of creatures that get us really well. I mean, even like something like Kogla or something like that. We get to counter, but... So Essence Symbiote is fine. So he is playing mutate cards. Questing Beast is definitely going to go ahead and get the nod from us. And it's really good burning off these Mystical Disputes earlier in the game. That way, you know, he's not building up mana that he can spend. Or burn off, you know, with nothing, so. Alright, so we do have to be wary of some mutate cards. probably stuff like Starix or... Alright, so here comes the first of the mutates. It's got to be a Starix, right? If it's nothing threatening, if it's like a Great Horn or something, I feel like we just draw some cards. Oh, a Gem Razor? So it's going to be a 5/5? Do we care about a 5? I mean, we slightly do. So he's going to have 3 more mana. Yeah, I think we have to counter this. That would have been a 6/6 actually with the Essence Symbiote counter. And Umori is completely fine. So this is good. This allows us to put a counter on our Blast Zone. No, I don't think we can keep that there. No attacks. All right, so 6 more mana. What do you have? We might be utilizing Thassa's Intervention. All right, so if we... So we can actually just Blast Zone here. They'll get a 6/6, but nothing will mutate onto it. Actually, I like doing that instead. So you won't get any mutate triggers. All right, so him hitting a land is good there, but he is on this Endrace Forerunner. Oh, what? All right, so he has 1 mana. We have to utilize this for, I guess, just 1, right? I mean, we're not doing anything extra with our mana. So I'm totally fine taking 6 here. No blocks. We're just going to draw a removal spell off the top, right? It's just like a removal spell. Alright, we're going to get him. He's going to draw land. We need him to draw land. Alright, we're going to block. And then we are going to do this for 6. So did he draw another one? He's going to put it on top of the Umori? I could see this. Oh no, he's just not going to do anything. So we're about to have the smallest army. Well, the second smallest army. So is he just doing this to do it? I mean, you can't castle and then use that mana to castle. Yeah. So I think we're going to go ahead and draw a couple cards here in response. Okay. We're going to allow that because you have the manas. Oh, he is not a human. Okay, that's worth noting. Alright, so this guy's all about his Castle Garenbrig every turn. Alright, well, we can do one of two things. We can counter it, which would be the safe play. Or we could be greedy and try to dig. Oh man, I really wanna be greedy here. Or I wanna do it for 5. I mean, there we go. And that was 100% greedy. I don't recommend doing that. All right, well, we are not going to play a land here. We're just going to commence. This will make our army a 6/6. That's fine. Maybe we actually just Chemister's Insight twice. That might be better. If he attacks, though, we will commence. Getting rid of this Pelt Collector too. If not, it'll become a 3/3. It'll be out of our Disfigure range. I don't really care about Umori that much. Actually, the Umori wasn't dying. But I think we're good here attacking for 10. It's going to put him on the defensive. Barkeye Troll is fine. That's just a chump blocker. All right, let's draw some cards. Go team instant. Yeah, good game. Good game. All right, everyone. Just remember, stay hydrated. I'm always going to try to remember to tell everyone. Water, most important. And if you ask Aristotle, they'll probably tell you the same thing. All right, so we have no black. Double mystical dispute's not the best. I think we have to mull this. This is a horrible hand, but better than the last. We do get to temple on turn 1 into land to Heartless Act something. Yeah, we're gonna... I mean, we have to keep this. Aristotle, deep in thought, as always. Don't think we can keep a 4-mana spell off the top like that. Interesting. Well, maybe he just gets in, throws an octopus on it, and we get him real good. You know what? We're gonna counter that. Huh. Did not expect that outcome there. Mega Chuck. Are you guys ready for some Mega Chuck? We are. Opponent's going first. We can't cast 3 of the cards in our hand. Alright, we'll keep. I feel like we're seeing our Erebos' intervention a lot for this only being a 1-of. I think it's a 1-of. If it's not a 1-of, it's a 2-of. So either way. Not a lot. Okay. So we're not too concerned here. If he plays in a Johnny's Pride Mate, we just kill it before he life gains. Doesn't look like he's going to. Okay. So we'll go ahead and take that out. Because I definitely see what he's trying to do. Maybe he'll just Storm's Wrath anyway. With a red mana open, I like this. Yeah, if he would have had a white mana open there, we definitely would not have liked it, but sure. District Legionnaire. Yeah, you're good. So we're gonna kill the Legionnaire here for 3. So us being at 19 against the Feather deck on turn 5/6 is really good. All right, well, we're digging for 3. We'll take the 2 best. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay. So I think we can actually afford to play this now, since we have an Essence Scatter. I don't really foresee them having multiple just bombs that they're going to cast on this turn. And this could be wrong again, but I feel like it's probably right. I don't know why my cat likes to play with the food bowls. Just the empty food bowls. Usually that's more of a puppy trait. No attacks. That is... that is beyond me. All right, so we're not gonna play into any. You know what? I think we are. Okay. I mean, if that's all you're gonna do, don't really see an issue with that. Okay. So it's really weird to... They're at 26. You just take 4 there. That's just so weird. We're gonna leave up Neutralize. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I think he kind of understands that he should not have held back that 1 turn. And he's only taking 3 a turn. Again. This is really good to have if he decides just to like blow his load here. No. Okay. All right, let's start getting these concessions out of the way, because you know, yeah. Figured that was about to happen. Well, good game, good game. All right. See what we can do next. All right, hiatus or Hades, however he wants to. All right, so again with this intervention, I think we have to move this. No removal. We'll keep. We're gonna put back a temple. Okay. I don't think we can keep Thassa's intervention. We do need to hit another blue land. On top of that, this blast zone will be really good against this deck. Okay, we take 3. That was a really good draw. So let's just take 1 here. Let's not take 3. And he probably will have like a light up the stage type card here. All right, post combat. Okay, that's huge. This is a really good draw. All right, he drew a land. So he has to stomp us, like 100% has to Bone Crusher Giant us. But he's not going to. That's interesting. Yeah, we're just going to take it for now. We do have Blast Zone for any more potential 1-drops. And we could... Yeah, I think we just drop our Umori. So, I mean, he can go unblockable, light up the stage. I mean, that's not threatening at all either. I mean, this is just going to get Heartless acted. We are going to... We're going to go ahead and Mystical Dispute that. Yeah, having a 1/1 is a lot better than having multiple 1/1s. So, yep. Wow, that was a very dominating performance against Mono Red. I'm actually glad that we kept that hand and it worked out. All right, everybody, welcome back. It is time for the wrap up. So we had an amazing set of games here. We went, in our video games, we actually went 6-0, but we actually went 7-0. So that mono green opponent that we had that really long match against, actually 2 games later, we actually faced him again, and it was pretty much almost a mirror of the game, almost the exact same game. It still was like a long, like 10 or 12 minute long game, and we beat him in the same fashion. I didn't really want to highlight that game in the video, and that's why we added an extra game on top of our extra game, because we did have that one where they scooped in like a minute and a half after we did one thing. So yeah, so 6-0 in video matches, 7-0 total. The deck played really well. This deck is a lot of fun. This kind of suits my play style. You know, I like to play reactionary type Magic. You know, I would rather be on the hold back and just take control of the game, as opposed to, you know, aggro and slam creatures and just turn them sideways. I'd rather just try to prevent my opponent from doing things. So really the only thing I think I might change is potentially wanting to add some form of bounce. Again, with spells like this, with bounce spells, you don't necessarily just want a card that would bounce, like this Unexplained Disappearance would not necessarily be great. It does allow you to surveil. Unsummon is not really that good because all it does is return a creature. Same with Stern Dismissal. But what I'm looking for is a cantrip, a replacement effect. So I would be more along the lines of playing a card like Turn into a Pumpkin, especially in a deck like this. So I know this card is really not the best card to play, but I feel like in regards to bounce, you know, it does cost a little much. I feel like we'd much rather have a 3-mana bounce spell with like Arrester's Admonition. But the thing about this is we'd have to play it during our main phase to draw a card. So this is an instant. It bounces a non-land permanent. It draws a card anyway, but we have an added benefit where it has Adamant, and if we spend 3 blue, we actually get a food token, which is a little bit of life gain, which a deck like this could benefit from. So that's why I feel like this card would be more suited for this type of deck. Now, what would I change about this deck? I might just try to fit one of these in and just play a 61st card. But if you're looking to possibly take one card out, you could take out Mission Briefing, because this deck or this card really necessarily doesn't always belong in Dimir. This may not be what you're trying to do in this version of Dimir, but I do like this card in this deck. This Libation card may be what I would remove, but I feel like if it was just me worrying about myself playing this, I would just add a 61st card and play turn into a pumpkin and then just deal with it, especially since we're playing 26 land. But other than that, all of the cards I feel like performed really well. And depending on what you play against, you might just want to try swapping around the numbers of different counter spells. You know, you might want to play, for example, 3 Essence Scatters and 3 Mystical Disputes, or 2 Essence Scatters, 2 Negates, 3 Mystical Disputes, something along those lines. And again, it's just going to be what you feel like you're seeing while you're playing ranked or non-ranked or whatever the meta is that you play against. So, all right. Well, again, another great success with this deck. So please tell me, you guys, what you think in the comments down below. Like the video if you did enjoy it, and please subscribe to the channel, because we are growing, I feel like, at a great rate, and would like to just keep growing and making amazing content for you. All right, well, you guys stay safe, and we will see you guys next time.